What's up, y'all? Alex from Swamp Rat Fishing. How you guys doing? Today we've got episode 2 of the Budget Angling Starter Kit series. First one was on swing jigs. This one, from what you can tell from the intro, is going to be on Ned rigs. But first, another hot, steamy beverage. All right, so the Ned rig. This thing is taking everything by storm. A lot of people throw it already. Hopefully after this, if you're not throwing it, you're going to start throwing it. This thing is a fish catching machine. It catches quantity, it catches multi-species, and it'll even get some size too. So for this one, again, just like the last one, we're gonna break it down. $50 budget from Tackle Warehouse, so you can get that free shipping. And in this box, we're gonna have 7 soft plastics and 3 different head sizes to pick from. As always, we're gonna have close-ups down below of all the baits. And if you like this, definitely like, subscribe, and share it out. All right, guys, let's get into this one. All right, first, let's talk about when and where to throw the Ned. Any time of year is good to throw the Ned rig. You're gonna throw it into your cover spots, any kind of ambush point, basically anywhere. You can throw it deep, you can throw it shallow. It's a really versatile bait. Again, hopefully after this, you guys go out and get you some of these baits and start throwing it if you've never thrown it before. It's amazing. And down below, we're gonna have links to all the gear that I got here on Tackle Warehouse. I'm not affiliated, nothing like that. I'm not affiliated with any of these baits, so not selling you on something that I don't already use. All right, let's get started with the jig heads. Jig heads are pretty important on this. So again, we've got 3 different jig heads in 2 different sizes. The first one we're gonna go with is the Ned Locks HD in 1/10 of an ounce. This is from Zman. They do have another one. I prefer this one. It's a little stouter of a hook, and it has the keeper on this one I like a lot more than what's on that standard Zman Ned Head. So again, these are in 1/10, and those are awesome. Next up, we're gonna have the Missile Baits Ned Ball head, and this is going to be in 1/8, so this one's going to be a little bit heavier than the last one. This design is a little different, so the other one definitely has a stand-up head, and I'm not saying that these Ned Ball heads won't stand up, but how I use these is instead of working this one on the bottom, I'll slowly reel in when I'm using these heads, so just kind of give it a little bit of pop. And I'm going to show you a bait that pairs up really well with this one, and I think the 2 of them together are a really good pair. Again, this one will not be fished kind of hopping on the bottom. I mean, you can, but I don't. I fish this with a slow retrieve, back to you with a couple of little pops in the rod. And the third one is gonna be from Tungsten. This is a 1/8 ounce Ned Head. It's, but these are gonna be in tungsten. These are gonna when you want a little bit more feel than what you would get out of the normal lead heads that are from the 2 other ones. These are really great. They've got a keeper that does pretty well with holding the elastic if you're gonna be using that. But they're really good. I like these too. I don't throw these all the time because it is tungsten and it's a little more expensive. It's also why I gave you other options here too. But if you really wanna feel that bite, feel what you're dropping in on, the Tungsten Ned Heads are the way to go. All right, so let's start with what baits we're gonna throw on these. So you can't talk about Ned rig fishing unless you're talking about Zman elastic products. These things are amazing, and they do have like a specific line just for Ned baits. So a lot of people go with like that standard Finesse TRD. I'm not really a big fan of that one. A lot of people get a lot of fish on that one. I don't. So what I do is I upgrade to the Big TRD. And this one's gonna be in California Craw. With all these colors, I mean, kind of just go with the same profile, but whatever color works in your waters, definitely pick that one. But these ones are great. You throw it on that Ned lock, and this is like a dead stick technique. So these elastic will float. So you can just cast this thing out, let it hit the bottom, kind of wait a little bit, hop it up, bring it back a little bit, and you're really gonna work these kind of slow on the bottom. But they're great, awesome. Along that lines, I also like the Hula Sticks from Zman. This is in a June bug color. June bug kills where I'm at. It's awesome. It's amazing. And these ones are for when you want a little bit more, a little bit more movement out of the bait. They've got these almost like tube-like tails at the end of it, and as it's standing up, because these do float as well, These are just going to be kind of shimmying in the water, and they're great hula sticks. Then last, so let's say I want a combination of the hula sticks, but I don't want the longer profile. That's when I'm going to go with the TRD TicklerZs. And these are going to be in Purple Death. This is going to be a chartreuse and purple color. Again, I like these if I want to maybe downsize the profile a little bit, but still get a lot of action out of the tail. The TicklerZs are the way to go. So again, all three of these you can use on any of the heads that we have in our starter kit here, but I like these on the Ned Lock Zs. All right, so next up, and this one we're going to use with that Ned Ball head. These are the Baits Ned Bomb, and this one I have in purple pink tail. So these are really awesome. These baits look amazing, and you can fish these just on the bottom. The one thing with them, they don't stand up as well as the Zman. None of these are going to stand up as well as the Zman. The Zman are amazing. But with these, I'm going to kind of cast out, let it sit, sink down to the bottom or to the middle of the column, and then slowly retrieve these back, give a little bit of action. As you see in the footage, or the up close footage there, it does have that tail, and that tail will get kicking. So I highly recommend these. These are awesome baits, and they go really well with that Ned Ball head. All right, also another really favorite of mine, and these ones you can do on any of the heads that we have in our starter kit here, but these are going to be the Xzone Lures Ned Zone. These are a 3-inch bait. I've got these in Bass Candy. It's got a green confetti color on one side and a translucent purple on the other one. So these are really awesome. They've got that bulbous tail, and as that thing's going on the fall, that thing is going to make that bait shimmy even more. And then once you're on the bottom, kind of resting on the bottom, that tail will help keep it up, and it'll give it some action. These things, they float pretty good. Again, not as good as the Zman products, but these are they float really good. They got a lot of really good colors at Xzone too, so definitely take a look at those. All right, so these next two are definitely going to be a bit different from all the other ones that we had. First up, we've got the Venom Salty Sling. So this one does not float very well. Just a heads up, does not float very well. But what it does have, as you'll see in the up close footage there, it does taper off to a pretty good sized little tail though, and that thing is going to whip. This one's going to work either on the bottom, hopping back, or you can actually swim this one too. And this one's going to give some good action on the back of it. So just another option, another brand. They are heavily scented, but they're a great bait. The Venom Salty Sling. And finally, out of these, we've got the Angler's Choice. I always forget the name of these. The Ned Hog. It's another 3-inch bait. This one has a smaller profile than the Venom, but it comes to a really tiny tail, almost like a crappie jig tail at the end of it. So these are really nice for swimming that thing through the water again, or bouncing as you're making your way back to the boat. Another really great bait, and I got these ones in a green pumpkin goby. So definitely check these out, the Angler's Choice. They're awesome Ned baits. All right, guys, so I think that's a good starter kit to get started in Ned rigging. Again, that was $50 at Tackle Warehouse. We got the 3 jig heads and the 7 soft plastics. If you guys got any questions, definitely leave a comment down below. If you like the video, like, subscribe, share it out to friends, and we'll see you guys out there. Tie lines.